What is going on, guys? Liretto here with the second FC25 video, and for today's video we're going to be going over the new game mode Rush. So I've seen a lot of people compare this game mode to Volta in the past, but I think it is completely different as Rush is going to play like the regular FIFA game modes. So it's not going to play like the street football matches where you're doing a bunch of skill moves. This is going to be a real 5v5. So before we do dive into it though, if you're new to the channel, make sure you smash the subscribe button or click it gently, whatever you prefer. And let's just get straight into this. So first off, we have to understand how Rush is going to work. So take a look at this.
There are some notable differences that make Rush special. Each match starts with a new kickoff experience that sees players rushing towards the halfway line to see who can claim possession.
So seeing how the match starts, here's where we're going to try to pick players that I think are going to be the best for this game mode. Now obviously if the ball is put into the midfield right here, whoever is the fastest player technically might have the best chance at getting the ball. So I think players like Mbappe or any players with a bunch of pace, obviously good finishing, and of course good dribbling because that first touch is going to be super crucial, I think are going to be very useful in this game mode. So of course a lot of the defenders aren't going to have as much pace, so I think players like Ferland, Mendy, stuff like that in the defense can actually be pretty good. I think fullbacks are definitely going to be a lot more usable than center backs. However, still having a dominant center back with a smaller pitch like Van Dijk, I think it's going to be crazy, man, because he's going to cover, I mean, he's 6'5", right? He's going to cover damn near the entire field. And yeah, I think he's going to be very useful still. But I definitely think the meta is going to be players that can just dribble, even if they win the ball, they're going to have some dribbling. I think players like Rodri are probably a little bit too slow, but maybe players like Jude Bellingham who can do a little bit of everything, he might be pretty good in the team as well. So before we do finish out this team though, I want you guys to also take a note at this right here.
In Ultimate Team, bring in a player from your club and you control that player for the entire match, which makes the experience feel much more personal.
So with this in mind, I think this is going to be very similar to My Career in 2K, if you guys do know what that is, where players are going to have specific roles. So I think if everybody comes out with, players like Mbappe, Vinicius Jr., I don't think it's going to work. I think whether you're able to join friends and then compete, with people that you actually know, you guys can actually talk to your friends and try to build the best team. But that also goes to my point once again that I think players like Jude Bellingham are going to be probably the best for this mode, as long as you do have at least one dominant goal scorer in Mbappe or something like that. But yeah, in terms of the goalkeeper, I think speed is also going to be very important. So if you can get a goalkeeper like Ederson, he's always had amazing pace in FC and FIFA, so I think a goalkeeper like him could be pretty good. Also, even the taller goalkeepers in Courtois, I think he'll be pretty solid as well. And it's just going to be a fast-paced game. I think it's going to be a lot of inside the box finishes, not too many long shots just because the field is so small. There's only going to be 2 defenders at a time. And I think if a goalkeeper has some good stature in goal, I think he could be pretty dominant. Also somebody like Donnarumma I think could be pretty good, 6'4", 6'5", I believe. So again, another thing that I was talking about with communicating being a huge role, take a look at this.
The best and possibly most frustrating part of the beautiful game is communication. During the match, you can send quick messages and reactions to your teammates in real time, or use the right stick to signal to your teammates where you want to go.
So this again goes to my point of communication. And now in my opinion, I think communication is going to be huge because the formation that I think will be best in this game mode, or how at least you guys should run in game, is to run a diamond formation if you guys are able to, which means the center defender should be a true center back in somebody like Van Dijk or something like that, and then whoever's up top in the diamond formation should be somebody like Mbappe or even a Harry Kane, a clinical finisher, even though he doesn't have the pace. Haaland, I don't think pace is going to be too important once you have possession, because again, it's a smaller pitch. So there's pros and cons with the pace. And yeah, the diamond formation though, whoever is on the left or right mid, I think should definitely have some defending. And that's where, a lot of these versatile players with pace like a Ferland Mendy could be really, really nice in this game mode. I'm trying to see if they have any, for example, maybe even a super cheap alternative in Barella compared to a Ferland Mendy. He might be cheaper even though he's higher rated. And if you lose the ball, he's able to track back. He has the defending. Pace is a little bit low, but of course he can slot into a defensive role once you lose the ball. And then once you win the ball, of course, then you can push forward and you would have the 2 wingers with Mbappe up top. So as you guys can see, I think it's super cool that you can earn coins actually playing this 5v5 game mode. I think I'm going to be absolutely addicted to it. But again, I think the best way to go about it is 1 defender, 1 attacker, and then 2 players who can do a little bit of everything, because the game's going to require a lot. You know, it's not like you have these set positions. So I think players like Teo Hernandez, João Cancelo, that once they win the ball, they're still good going forward, because I think it's really going to require a lot of that. If you have players like even Daniel Carvajal, he'd be pretty nice. Yeah, you already know players like Sophia Smith, Lionel Messi, they are going to be absolutely amazing in this game mode. I think Messi could honestly be one of the best players in this game mode. Sophia Smith, same thing, a cheaper Mbappe alternative, just because their pace, their dribbling, and you know, even Messi, the lack of pace. It's weird because I'm saying pace is either going to be huge or it's not going to matter. It just depends on what you're trying to do with your playstyle. I think in, you know, the 11v11, Harry Kane is just unusable. But I think, you know, if you have just him just chilling up top with like what, he's going to have like 92 shooting, 93 shooting, and a small pitch. Basically, you give him the ball. Anytime Harry Kane's on the ball, he's within a goal range. So comment down below what your hype level is out of 10. For me, it's probably a 9.5. I'm actually super hyped for this game mode. And this might be one of the main things I do if the rewards are truly as good as they look. Bernardo Silva, another very good option. She low-key might be the best option of them all. A center midfielder like this that can do absolutely everything, she might be perfect for this game mode. But again, comment down below as well, what position would you want to play? What player would you bring if you could only bring 1 player to the rush? I think for me, I'd want to bring a player like Jude Bellingham because, you know, in real life football, I always played center mid, center defensive mid, and I like to control the game, you know, stop goals, create attack, and let my other players score and get all the praise. I love it, just being a team player, you know? So yeah, comment down below what players you would bring, your hype level. Other than that, we're going to have more videos on FC25 coming out tomorrow. Subscribe if you're new. Full year road to glory coming where we get a 20 million plus coin team. It's going to be crazy, man. I'm doing 10-hour shifts every day on FC25. The sweat is real.